Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Lirebird Forest. Okay, so today I am planning to upgrade a little bit of the area that we made over here, which is pretty bare bones. I am planning to give some structures around and create a true maintenance area around here. I'm also planning to theme a little bit this part of the coaster, maybe because it's the only part of the coaster that it's kind of unfinished. The rest of it is fully finished, and maybe add some more rides around here or start theming these ones. I don't know what we're gonna do, but plans for today are finishing up the building of these stuff and this area over here and these photo booths also that I'm going to have to try to figure out how they work and stuff because they're pretty new. And yeah, we're gonna, I guess we're gonna figure that out together. And then yeah, theming a little bit this overpower and this scissor, and adding potentially more buildings around here and stuff because this part still feels pretty empty. So yeah, so this is how we left off last episode. We are going to continue today, and yeah, we'll see how it turns out. With this series, I'm trying a couple different approaches with the editing, so let me know if you guys like the editing for this episode in particular, because I'm trying a couple different things. So yeah, let me know how you think about that. But without further ado, let's just get into the whole video and the whole building, or the first part of the building, which I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'll come back whenever I'm ready. So let's go. So this is how it's looking so far. Quite happy with how it turned out. I didn't do too much though. I did this whole building area. Looks nice, I would say. I feel like this would be a way that parks would proceed to try to hide the stuff area. I made this to look like a door, but like a half open door so that like we can go through it. People are gonna clip through it though. It's okay. This is the staff room. This is a mechanic workshop, I think it was. There's something over there, but I don't know what it is. And then you can go this way around. Mechanics can go this way around for them to be able to access the patrol station. And yeah, and then this plaza hasn't changed much. Now this has changed a little bit. This is how the final shop is looking. These 4 plants that I added do add a bit of a touch, and a nice touch that it's pretty much needed to the area. So I think that's cool. The ride photo areas haven't been, I haven't attached the actual rides, so they are not showing anything, but yeah, they should be once. Oh, hold on. Okay, there we go. I think now, oh, okay, so we can't, okay, so I guess we cannot have 2 shops for the same place. So I'll make sure that this one is connected to some other, but for the moment I'm just gonna close it off just like that. And well, this is the entrance area. We have Twister over here, which has a really simple sign like that. Not too much has been invested into this ride, and we can tell, like, as I said, this is kind of like a small budget-ish park, so here it is. I'm gonna put it to, well, I'm gonna have to change the ride sequence. Let me do that in a second. Okay, that's it. I've set it up to be a backward loop, then backward locked, and then forward. Actually, it should be backward dive flips. Yep, that one. But I think this is way more of a realistic sequence. This one does have a spin, then spin fast and spin fast as the sequence, and it is the leaf tornado. It has a little bit more theming, but it's not too much theming, you know, but it has a little bit more. Maybe I've done too much to it so that now it looks like too much, and I actually do think that it is too much. So let me delete these because those ones are something that I feel like we're not gonna see ever in a ride like this. So I think I'm just gonna get rid of that. I'm not gonna get rid of the lights because I think the lights are gonna give a nice touch. Like Leaf Tornado and the whole concept is proven by this pergola that we have going on over here for the queue. But for the ride, I think we're not gonna have any covering or anything. It had like a covering over here, but I feel like it's not the most pretty. So that's what I did. So now it looks much better. Like this area looks much, much better, as you guys can see. Now, I do think that maybe we could be adding a couple shops over here to make it look a little bit more full. Or even here, we could be adding a bit of a shop over here. Because, I don't know, I feel like if you watch it from this side, this is kind of like empty. So yeah, I might add something here, I might not. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Definitely I want to add a couple shops over here. I feel like they would look pretty nice. Like something to this style, but with actual shop counters. Maybe info kiosks and stuff would be great over here. So I might do that. And then of course around this area, this is supposed to be like a maintenance area over here, so this is going to be like a stuff area as well, and we'll do a couple things over there, but for the moment I just wanted to focus on this area a little bit. Now that we've done this, and I think it looks pretty good and pretty nice, like this whole pack of zone, it's completely done now with all the fencing and all the stuff that we've done, so that's great. I think we can move on either to build like a ride over here, because I feel like a ride as a center piece here would be great, or maybe even a roller coaster. I don't know. I did plan to create a couple coasters on this park. One of them would be this one that we have over here, so the like high intensity ride. Then we would have another family coaster and then a kiddie coaster, but maybe we could be adding on top of that like in between coaster of like in between intense and family, so it would be kind of like an intense coaster but without inversions, and that would be a wooden coaster. Wooden coasters tend to be a little bit more cheap in terms of material, you know. Material, wood, it's just planks of wood that are placed in a certain position, so the construction is going to take a bit of money, but not the actual like track. And with steel tracks that doesn't happen, because the manufacturer of a steel track, which is completely custom, is way harder. So we might be creating a wooden coaster, but I don't know. For the moment, I feel like I want to create a bit of a kiddie area, and it might be this zone over here. It's going to be a small area, and I've thought about it, and I've had like a thought. I want to create an SBF Visa ride, the spinning coaster from SBF Beast. I think that would be really great for this. And then I want to create a couple rides over here, like not too many, like maybe 3 rides including the coaster or something, but I want to have this like themed to fruits, kind of like Fruit Kingdom, and that would be like the most, or Sweet Kingdom or something, I don't know, that would be the most kid area. So let's see what I can come up with, and yeah, we'll see. So this is what I came up with. This is going to be my kids area. It's going to have 4 rides total. I think that's plenty. And I am basing it on a farm, but then the rides are going to be based on fruits. So we're going to be planting several stuff depending on the area that we are. But these are the 4 rides that we're going to be working with. We have a Helter Skelter over here. It's called the barn. My intention with this is to create kind of like a building behind it that resembles a barn. So yeah, that's my intention. Then we have here this, which is going to be the pineapple wheel. Yeah, just pineapple themed and stuff. I might theme in a little bit. Here's a queue. We have a fast lane as well, and that's that. Then we have the strawberry carousel, which already speaks for itself. It is pretty bright, so I might tone down, and I might actually do this right now. I'm going to tone down the colors a little bit because I feel like it is a little bit too much. So let me just do that right over there, and that looks much better. This white is a little bit too white as well, so let me change it for a second. I've changed it to a bit more of a beige color. I feel like that's for the strawberries and cream theme, that would be great. And yeah, so here it is, the whole look of that. A little bit of a queue. Maybe it's a little bit too much of a queue, but it's okay. I'm planning to add some decorations around as well and stuff. And then the star crown of the kids area, which is going to be, again, themed around farms and like a kid's farm and stuff. It's this coaster which is based on a banana split. So this is going to be the banana split coaster. This is based on the SBF Beast's spinning coaster, but this is like an extended model because the SBF Beast only goes on a figure 8 loop. Taking into account that I cannot make the station curved because we have this, which is something that I would love, like curved stations, a dream, honestly. But yeah, taking into account that I need to make the station straight, that's how I did it, and this is how it looks. Now, quite good, no complaints on that, but I think it turned out pretty great. It is pretty nice to see. Now it does turn back into the original position. The station does turn back into the original position, the cars, so that's something that I would not like, but it's okay. It does 2 laps around the track, and I think that the Talus point of this is, well, it doesn't have a drop. It doesn't consider it to have a drop, but yeah, it's 11 meters high, which is not high at all. And yeah, it is pretty cool. It doesn't go too fast. The fastest speed that it takes is 28.7 kilometers per hour, which is not fast at all. It was going to have a little bit more speed, but I added this train brakes over here, which would be a bus killer on any other type of ride, but this is supposed to be a kid's ride. So yeah, I deleted I got rid of the actual, how do you, like the supports. I wasn't able to speak for a second over there. I got rid of the supports because the supports that the SBF Basic group uses for this kind of rides are not the supports that it was using. It was kind of like a support that it's made to support way more loads or way heavier loads than what it's going to, you know, like this support is not realistic at all. This is kind of like for something that is going to be more forceful. But if you see the results, the forces over here are not going to be like at all heavy. Even if rolls might be a little bit heavier, but that might be because of the way that the track is shaped. It is shaped to force turning, and with the turning, forces are going to be a little bit less heavy, but yeah. But yeah, my intention is to do kind of like a wild mouse structure kind of supports. That kind of supports is what I have in mind. And you see, like the max vertical G-force is 1.14 Gs, which is absolutely mostly just the weight load, and that's it. And then the max lateral G-force is 0.46 Gs. It's not a lot. The minimal vertical, it doesn't even have any airtime or anything. So yeah, but yeah, I wanted to give this kind of like a fairground theme, but fitted to be in this park. So we'll see how that ends up looking, but this is supposed to be kind of like this typical fair ride that is just made to be permanent but low budget. So that is my intention. I am of course going to change the flooring over here. This is not the final flooring that I'm aiming to have, but I just wanted it. I think I'm gonna make it like all gravel and invisible paths so that I can have a little bit like more ground and gravel and stuff. Like I want to have this kind of pathing over here because I think that would fit the barn theme much better. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. But anyways, for the moment, this is what I came up with. I am going to I'm going to theme a little bit more this area, I think, and I'll check in with you guys whenever I am ready. So yeah, I guess we can go back into building a little bit more, at least trying to theme the coasters and the rides around the whole ride. Yeah, and then we'll theme the rest, I guess. So let's see what I can come up with. Some hours later, and this is what I came up with. So I wanted to give it like a barn kind of look, and I think it is quite accurate. Yellow. Those green, oh my god, those yellow trees, which are, I don't know what they are. Yeah, the aspen trees. I think they gave the exact touch that I wanted them to. I also made some wheat grass all around and all that stuff. I might have to add a couple more patches of these over here, just like maybe let's actually do it now, just like that real quick. I of course used the scenery piece for this, the scenery brush. There you go, much better. But anyways, so let's start from the least theme to the most theme, right? So this is the pineapple wheel. There we got it. It's got a big pineapple over here and then some pineapples on the covered, like these egg-shaped kind of cars or gondolas. The other ones are not themed, but it's pretty basic theming, but I think it fits pretty nicely. It doesn't have any fences because I am going to be adding a couple. We have here the Helter Skelter called the barn, and it is, of course, because it does have 2 barns over here. Let me change the time, maybe for you guys to be able to see it on another time, but yeah, this looks just amazing, I think. Then we got the strawberry carousel, which has like these kind of swirls over here, which are supposed to remind of cream, and I think they do. I think they're pretty cool. I added a little bit of theming over here. It's not a lot of theming, it's really simple theming, but I just added kind of like, you know, farm kind of theming with invisible pathing again. Maybe I should add more gravel around the pathing because this is too, you know, like soil-y, and maybe it should be more of like gravelly, so like that. Yeah, I think that looks much better. Yes, that's exactly the look that I was going for. But anyways, so this is how the roller coaster works and looks for the moment. I have added a curb to the actual coaster itself, because if I didn't, then this would look pretty weird over here. And then finally we got the roller coaster over here, which is the banana split coaster. I added a bit of a kind of like a banana split over here on the cars, which are looking pretty fun and stuff. And then I added another banana over here that if you look closely, it looks more like a croissant, but from down here, you know, it looks more like a banana. So yeah, I think it does look pretty nice. I added some lightning to this, because even if it's kind of like, well, I also custom supported it, so you guys can see I'm pretty proud of this custom supporting. It does look like it is a traveling fair ride, sort of. But yeah, I added some lights to it so that it looks a little bit more cool, just like that. And I did not theme the station as of yet. It is not going to be a like big theme or anything, but it is going to have something. I'll see what I do. I haven't themed anything of the queue, and I haven't themed the actual like central areas as of yet, but I think we've done enough today, because if I don't remember badly, this is like, I filmed this a couple days after, so but if I don't remember this badly, we did all this, and then we have worked on this part of the ride. I do want to add a ride camera over here. I'll see where I do it, but yeah, I might add it if I am able to, because it's a spinning coaster, so I don't know if it's going to let me. But anyways, but for today, I think it's been enough building for today's episode. It is looking quite nice, I have to say. I am missing creating like the entrance over here. I wanted to create the entrance, and then on the next episode for sure we will be doing the whole queue stuff for all the remaining rides, and we will be adding the missing theming all around the pathing and the entrance, of course. And with that, I guess we're done for today. So yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. Make sure to like and comment whatever you want to see next, or if you enjoyed it, or comment basically whatever you guys want. It helps the algorithm boost me. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. Oh wait, no, I forgot something. Oh yeah, subscribe if you aren't already. It is completely free, and you can always change your mind later. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.